Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rebirth, a D&D tale. Episode 74. Where we had left off, our band of adventurers, the Lucky Sevens, had been making their way through the countryside of Uct, the primarily gnome and human country to the west of the Greyorn Empire, across the mountains, the Springwell Mountains, and what used to be mostly jungle up until several, probably 100 years ago. As a result, the changing of the landscape has resulted in numerous things that have become new dangers to those who live in the jungle country, as well as other dangers, such as Caleb, whom they are following to the big flesh tree in the middle of the country. With that being their primary goal, to catch up with him as quickly as possible is their aim, although they are traveling on foot through this countryside for the most part. And for now, they are traveling in the grasslands, up a road towards one of the villages in the jungle beyond. And having camped for the previous night, our band of adventurers wake refreshed, traveling back towards the road to be on their way. Hopefully, to run into something interesting, maybe even catch Caleb and stop him along the way. And with Vanya, Alira, and Kurobe more or less leading the charge of this band of individuals for now, let's find out what it is they're getting up to this morning, if anything is different from their daily routines. Anything different, my Lucky Sevens?
Wouldn't say different. Vanya's just studying the map that they have a little more closely to see where potential issues could come up at.
As far as potential issues, you know that there are mutated creatures throughout this land that are unique to this land as of this point. But also, there are lots of things that are still unknown. Having only had a few days to skim the book from Professor Wickerbottom, there's still a lot to go through and a lot to learn, but not a lot of time to do so. Anything different about Alira or Kurobe's start to the day?
Kurobe would prep all of the things that they would need for the journey. That's about it.
Get everything packed up and ready to move?
Yeah.
Okay. Not too difficult a task, as you do have the strength of Lagan and the swiftness of Kaz at your disposal to help you alongside that. Arya's kind of leaning over your shoulder, Vanya, to help you in pinpointing the spots that might be of some trouble further on down the road, maybe a day or two from here. The grassland will eventually turn to jungle, but that jungle made of trees that have no life left in their bark, no richness left to the soil, no give to the grasses. as if this whole entire place has been sapped of life energy. Coming up in just a day or two from here. That's where maybe some of these monsters might get a little more vicious, as prey might become a little more scarce.
Have we been told about anything of potential illusions still being on that part of the forest, or are
From
those in the jungle?
Yeah, based on what you heard from the professor back at the academy, the illusions might still be present, but they might also not match the current landscape of the waste, as it's called now, as the lifeless jungle and a brief section of jungle where there is life. Well, that would probably spell something uniquely different. Might be even easier to avoid in that case.
Well, here's hoping that portion's at least true. Well, it's gonna be a little while before we can find that out.
They were set up by ancient gnomes that lived centuries and centuries ago, so it's likely it wouldn't even match the landscape of Uct 100 years ago, much less the current landscape.
Be interesting to find out.
Hmm.
See what it thinks the landscape should look like.
Hmm.
But
Well, if you run into one, you'll certainly be given that opportunity. But you haven't run into one yet, as you're still in the grasslands.
If everyone's ready to go, more or less just head back toward the road.
Okay. Packing up camp, putting everything back in their proper bags, their proper carry cases. Anything that doesn't need to be carried directly is put back in the bag of holding to make the carrying of such equipment even lighter. And so, you begin your travels up the road. I would like those who would like to. Who's actually leading the charge in this case? Would it be Vanya, Karobi, or Alira at this point?
Probably Vanya.
Okay. You do lead the charge pretty often. So I'm going to ask you for a perception check.
Gee, how did I know perception was coming up? 25.
Very nice, very nice. So, what you notice about kind of the immediate area of this particular road is that the road looks a little more overgrown than a road should. As if the land was starting to take over the wagon tracks and the large amounts of foot traffic that had been going from the villages that you've been to towards northward into the forest. But since they'd gone unused, have new sort of grasslands kind of overtaking them. You kind of lose track of the road for, brief periods of time as the grass has gotten tall. But you find it again in a point where the grasses are a little less saturated on those parts of the road. And over the next day or so, you find yourself seeing that there are sort of wild beasts kind of grazing out near the horizon. They kind of give you the impression that they're sort of maybe wilds, uh, like the equivalent of something like a wild cows or deer or something of that sort, kind of in the distance. Um, but they're a little mutated. There's variations of these animals that have two heads, which is very interesting to watch as you're passing by. But you know that you have very little time to study them. You watch them as you're walking, maybe making some notes as you walk. Those who
Yeah.
are keen to observe the wildlife of this place. But otherwise, you see during the course of that period of time that a a predator of sorts, another mutated animal, a very large sort of dog-like creature, sort of come out of hiding. Looks like it has three heads on it. Just kind of rip into one of these sort of larger grazing creatures, take it down, and scoot it away to take it to a den, maybe, to chomp down on its kill.
Thankfully, it went after one of them and not one of us. But, we'll continue on. It's already feasting. It's not going to be too much of a problem for us, hopefully.
No, and this is off in the distance, kind of um, out towards like a tree line that you see appearing just briefly as a small little cluster of trees. Um, but beyond those trees, you start to see that there are places where the trees have withered, almost petrified. You pass by one of these petrified trees nearby to the road, and it kind of looks like this tree had frozen in stone. But it is also one of those that you swear there's a face in it, not just the markings of bark, but the sort of very soft outline of a nose. But then you kind of blink and no, that's a knot. That's a knot from the tree, right? Kind of rub your fingers over it, and it feels like petrified wood.
Makes me wonder if it had turned into a flesh tree and then petrified not long after.
The earth kind
Or
of
maybe I'm just overthinking things.
maybe. The earth around it seems rather bare. There's no greenery around it. It's you kind of run your fingers through the soil, and even the soil seems a little lifeless. Like it would be just sand.
Oh, if it's sand-like, it should remind Kurobe of home.
But it's not like the red sands that you saw in the deserts of Argil. No, this is more gray. This is dull. Even the red sands of the desert had life to it. Cactus creatures, sand dogs, small reptiles.
And this just has nothing.
In fact, as you get closer to what you see after about a day, you see on the horizon now that there are more of these sort of petrified trees in the distance on the horizon as you continue to walk. That more and more of them are beginning to fill your vision, and more of this sand like lifeless soil is starting to surround the uh, surround the road that you're traveling on. And it goes for as far as the eye can see beyond that as you continue.
They push on.
And as you continue to push on, Vanya, you hear a noise.
Can I tell what direction it's coming from?
You've started to cross into the tree line now, where more of these petrified trees are surrounding you, and the road seems to have disappeared under the sand like soil that you're now walking on. And it's hard to trudge through. It gives like sand does. And you hear it coming from, kind of echoing through the trees, almost like a giggle. More in your mind than anything.
Great. Last thing we need is more things talking in our heads.
Lyra, Kurobe, what are y'all doing? Lyra? Kurobe? Did we lose either?
All right.
Oh, no problem. You had stepped away for a second. No worries.
Okay,
Yeah,
there he
sorry.
is.
Not a
So-
problem.
So I hear this voice as well. This giggling.
In your mind. But it kind of almost sounds like it's also echoing through the trees that are the petrified trees that are now surrounding you.
These are the same ones that Vanya was mistaking to have faces, much like the flesh trees, right?
Similar, yeah.
Okay. I think it's. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, it would. Well, given the fact that there's a lot of gnomes and all that kind of stuff, I think. Well, my first thought is that we're probably dealing with something that involves the Fae, so would that be a nature check?
The Fae, let's see.
I'm just trying to get an idea, like, okay, what could be going on here?
Aliro had probably some vague knowledge of the Fae, but if you're finding out, if you want to find out more of a,
I'm just trying to narrow it down and figure out, like, okay, what's interacting with us? If there's any, this might remind me of something or anything like that.
okay, yeah, I'll say a nature check is good.
And I know nothing. That is my first natural one. It
Oh,
is clearly not it is clearly not a Fey origin. First roll of the night.
mm-mm.
Why did I call for a roll? I know better.
It's
I
okay.
know better.
No worries. What about Kurobe? What do you think, Kurobe?
Kurobe!
Sorry, I was dealing with stuff. I just got back. If someone was talking to me,
Oh,
Yeah.
we were
I,
just to fill you
I
in.
apologize.
Yeah, no problem. You're the all of you have started reaching the like the first big tree line that you see of the sort of petrified forest that makes up the wasteland, and you're hearing a slight bit of giggling in your mind. What do you want to do about it?
Just steel myself, knowing that it's the same bullshit that I was hearing my dead friends.
Hasn't really started saying anything to you. It's just kind of giggling.
I'll just start pressing on.
Okay, so just continue to ignore it
Keeping
and
my
press
eyes
on.
out. Yeah, just keeping my eyes out.
Okay. If you want to keep your eyes out, that'll be a perception check.
Would that be one for me as well?
Anyone who would like to can make one.
23.
Ooh,
26.
toasty. Those are some pretty good rolls.
Well, clearly I'm not the one rolling.
I was about to say, I'm not Derek. I mean,
Oh, that's... Jeez.
That's mean, but not inaccurate.
I mean, I was gonna say
Exactly.
that that's mean.
being technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Yes. And so as you're pressing through into the tree line and hearing this giggling, you kind of instinctually, Vanya and Kurobe, you start putting your head on a swivel. You start looking for things that seem out of the ordinary, even though this whole wasteland of a place seems out of the ordinary anyway. You see, out of the corner of your eye, a little shimmer, like the daylight is glinting off of something, but it disappears behind a tree. One of these petrified trees that you see around you.
Please tell me I'm not the only one who saw that.
No,
what?
I saw something. It was like a glint. I don't know what it was.
Let's see if it pops up again. We don't want to go too far off the road if we don't have to.
Yeah.
So they're gonna continue on until, they see either another glint or something pops out of nothing.
You
This is-
continue forward for maybe another 10 minutes or so before you hear that giggling in your mind again. And again, another glint, this time off to the left of you.
Am I right beside one of these petrified trees?
There's plenty of them around. This used to be a jungle, after all.
I'm gonna climb one and see if I can get a good view look.
Okay. You keep your eyes open. You swear that it's behind that tree and just a few trees away from you. And do you go to approach it, or are you just watching?
How far away is it?
Probably less than 30 feet. But it's on. You swear it's on the other side of this tree, out of your line of sight.
I would jump as far as I can and rush it to see what it is.
So you would jump down from your current tree to run to that other tree and get around the back of it to see what it is.
Yeah.
You go dashing from the tree, kind of doing this sort of this sort of roll and bound that to get yourself out of the tree, and you reach around the back of this petrified tree that you saw this thing kind of float behind, and you reach and your hand touches something squishy, like very squishy, like that should be a bag of water, and you sort of pull it out in front of you, and it just kind of shakes in your hand for a moment before disappearing. It kind of screamed in fear a little bit as you grabbed it. And when you smell the air, it's there's a pungent aroma that just came out of this thing, and you have to let it go, whatever it was. Your hand is no longer touching anything, and you're backing away, and you don't see where it went.
I think I just grabbed a skunk of some kind.
What's a skunk?
You smell that?
And it smells disgusting, the rest of you.
Oh,
Skunk is an animal that uses that as a defense.
yeah, that.
I thought that was just you. That's a form of your defense?
Not mine.
And
It has
Kurobe,
about the same impact?
it doesn't matter how much wind goes past you, you stink. You just got sprayed by this thing.
Oh, God. Can you just, stay downwind of us for a little bit, please?
Coffee, is this still a wild magic zone?
No, this is the petrified dead zone, basically.
Petrified dead. Okay, so I can't use magic though.
No, it's not a dead magic zone. It is just
Just a
looks
dead zone.
extremely lifeless around you. The soil has
Perfect.
no life. There's no grass. There's petrified trees everywhere.
Is there
Basically nothing.
any kind of a low spot?
Can I use prestidigitation to remove whatever stank is on Kurobe and pull it off of him? Kind of like how you can remove mud or water from your clothes with it?
You can. So you prestidigitate away the smell that
Or just like
really
encapsulate
doesn't
it?
have any kind of visual aspect, so you're not sure how much of it you are able to get
Oh,
off.
I'm still doing something while Arya is doing this.
Okay.
Is there any kind of a low spot, like a little bit of a dip?
And this is mostly flat earth with trees in it, basically.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna walk away from everybody a second. I'm gonna take out one of those water beads and I'm breaking it over top of my head, and I'm going to wash off because this is disgusting, and I'm taking extreme measures.
It gets most of it, but you still get a whiff of it from time to time, until you take and actually clean your clothes with some soap. You're probably gonna
I'm
have a little
breaking
bit of
out
stank.
soap and I am full on bathing and washing off.
Okay.
You take a short break while
Yeah,
he's just unstanking.
It takes it takes a bit, but yeah, you're able to get most of it.
All right. So, note to self: do not grab those things.
What is it?
I don't know.
Next time, just find a really long stick and poke at it that way.
You hear in your
Yeah.
mind, all of you, silly human boy.
Where the fuck?
Kind of sounds like it's coming from everywhere.
Okay, who and what are you?
Are you the one that sprayed me? Because that wasn't nice.
You're not nice.
How do you know?
You're invading home. Where do you come from? And you hear quite a few more giggles in your minds.
You come from all over.
What is it with things that are talking in my head? First one tried to kill me, this one made me stink. I swear to God, if anything else says something in my head, I'm just going to kill it.
Why don't you come out and show yourself?
He said he would kill us. You seem like dangerous people. Dangerous elf, dangerous humans, dangerous giant kin, dangerous dragon.
I can't argue with that logic.
I'm only going to try to kill you if you spray me with that stuff again.
Always the diplomats, aren't we?
Look, the last thing that tried to talk in my head tried to kill me. This thing's talking in my head and made me smell. Like, what am I supposed to think?
Arya just shrugs.
Let's play hide and seek. We hide, you seek.
And the other shoe drops. Alright. Game on.
Find us if you can. And you hear that the giggles kind of trail off. You see one in the you see something in the distance kind of glint a little bit in the daylight, and kind of end up floating back behind a tree again.
Yeah, no.
Alright, I don't think it's going to be a smart idea for us to separate. So let's try to stick together, please.
Agreeable. Alright. Let's see. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to see such creatures with just my eyeballs. So let me see if I have anything that might help me see it otherwise, which I don't, because I don't have any supportive spells, because I'm literally designed to kill everything that's in front of me. I'll help anyone else who does have this ability, because chances are they're invisible.
Stop chewing on it. Sorry, cat and cable.
So, Who's doing what? They're obviously hiding from you. How are you going to try and find them?
I'm gonna start with giving guidance to Vanya. What did your elf eyes see?
Yeah, Vanya's just not gonna go too far off the path that they're on, but start looking behind some of the trees that's nearby. Really? But yeah, she's darn good looking.
Okay, so you're going to make a perception check versus its stealth check.
And guidance is a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. I'm sorry, he's being a menace.
You have been attacked by cat.
Oh no.
29.
29. You see one. You see something kind of floating away as you're getting closer. And when your eyes kind of clarify on it, you realize that it's jellyfish shaped. Kind of just floating in the air.
Would I have read anything about this in Wickerbottom's book?
You've seen something like this in the first time that you met all of your companions.
Oh, yeah. Does look like a Minimore, doesn't it?
Very similar.
Are you one of the things that's been speaking to us?
Catch me if you can. And it kind of ducks behind a tree.
She's gonna go look around that tree.
Okay. You spot it. It kind of freaks out a little bit and makes a spray. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh good, I'm halfway decent at these.
Since you're close but not touching it.
That was a nat 20.
You saw it coming. You saw it
Yeah.
coming, and you saw that this thing was basically looking like it was going to eject some kind of spray at you, and you kind of duck down out of the way back behind the tree, which does give it the opportunity to get away from you.
Oh, come on. This isn't a game of tag. She's gonna try and find it again.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Getting nowhere near any of these things because they're little assholes.
So you're kind of staying put. Vanya's gone off into the petrified forest to chase after one of these things. It looks like.
Oh, I'm
She-
right after
she-
Vanya.
She's making sure to at least stay within eyesight of the group.
I'm gonna help Vanya try and catch this little jellyfish thing.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I think we're going to go about this kind of like wolves. Vanya goes one way, I go the other, following her direction, and we're going to end up kind of herding it into one of us.
Okay. So you're gonna have to find one first in order to be able to coordinate that. So you need to do another perception check.
I can do that. Let's see. 17 plus perception is 1. 18.
If I needed to make that, that would be a 24.
It would be one or the other of you. So, so Arya taking up the charge to go and look for this thing. You're finding no signs. You're just hearing the almost omnipresent giggling that every one of you hears in your mind. It doesn't sound like they're close to you. It doesn't sound like they're far from you. It just sounds like a voice present in your mind.
Well, this is unusual.
But you also notice that it's not pressing its control over you either. It's not trying to do anything to you. It's just a voice.
That's what the last one said.
It seems rather playful. And to be
Maybe
fair,
it's
we
like-
are invading its home, so
Yeah.
well, let's try again. I like the game.
Okay. Who would like to do a perception check?
Not me, because I don't have really good rolls for that.
Okay.
Like me, who even on a bad roll, I can get up there at least in the teens. Like this one, for example, 15. I rolled a 4.
She got L5s for days. So.
The dice heard me, was like, here, let me help you make a point.
So, you start skulking around yourself, trying to see if you can catch something off guard. You see one just kind of seems to be kind of lazily moseying around. Maybe like it's given up on the game for a brief moment. It doesn't seem to notice you. You see lots of little tendrils coming off of this thing.
How close is Arya to me?
As close as you want her to be.
As close as
Okay.
I need to be.
I am going to make this a little bit fun. They want to start vanishing and whatnot on us. I'm going to use Pass Without Trace on the two of us.
Okay.
Oh.
And give her the signal to go around to the other side so we can both come in and sneak up on it.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
We learned from the best, which is Zephyr. Pack tactics.
And don't forget, Specs, that is a +10.
Oh, perfect. Alright. Let me see.
28.
Plus. What is my stuff? Okay. 26.
Okay. It clearly does not see you, nor hear you. It just continues about swaying back and forth as it's continuing to kind of float between tree to tree. How do you want to capture it?
Vanya's gonna pull out a rope. And try to lasso it.
Okay. If you're going to try and lasso it, that's going to be a dexterity attack roll.
$16.
Okay. That is going to hit. You are able to successfully grapple this thing with a lasso.
Oh. Yes.
Caught you.
It kind of it kind of makes a screaming noise in your head, and it realizes that it can't really kind of jellyfish float away at the moment, uh, because you have it.
The ultimate
Yeah.
defense.
You have it tied, its tentacles tied, and things like that, so it doesn't go anywhere. I need you to make Vanya a dexterity saving throw to save from stench.
18.
Okay. You are not stinky.
Lassoing saved it. I'm not close enough to get hit directly.
Okay. It's still kind of trying to squirm out of the rope and trying to get out of this lasso that you've made. Hey, that's not fair.
Neither is teleporting away on us, or hitting us with whatever that was.
We're skunks.
You don't look like any skunk I've seen before.
You hear another voice. Skunks are cute.
Did these creatures communicate with pheromones?
I don't like that suggestion. You are all very cute yourselves. I've never met a flump. Is that what they're called?
What's a flump?
No. Actually, just kidding. That's meta knowledge. JK, Man-O-War.
What's a Man-O-War?
It's a jellyfish thing. And while we're still... God damn it, cat!
Yeah.
You see that another one's kind of started floating into this direction.
And while we're kind of sitting here talking, the one I've got captured, I'm gonna put a hunter's mark on.
Mm-hmm.
So in case anything happens, I can track it.
Okay.
I'm not out to hurt it, it'll be easier to track.
There is something a little bit different about these particular little jellyfish things, though. The more that you get a closer look at it, it's kind of got that translucent sort of body, that jellyfish body that you're used to when it comes to Man-O-Wars, but it has a couple of beady little eyes on the top of it. Same kind of beady little eyes that you've seen a gnome have.
That is... Huh.
It's a little weird, but also kind of cute.
It is.
And you all talk. Well, speak in our minds.
We don't have mouths.
This is true.
That's fair.
So we caught you. What do we win?
I don't know. What do you want? You kind of get the distinct impression that perhaps this is like a child's voice.
Well, how about this? The only thing we want is directions. Just to make sure we're going the right way.
Oh yeah, the road's disappeared. It's been a long time since I saw the road.
We're trying to follow an old road. Probably one of the ones that have long gone. But since this is your home, I think you know the way.
The forest is full of different things. Knowing a safe way is definitely very good. Where are you going?
We're going to the big tree.
No. No. You start to see that the one that was kind of creeping up towards y'all is instantly started to fly away towards one of the trees, and that the one that you've caught in your lasso is trying desperately to break out.
No,
Wait,
it's okay.
wait.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're following someone who's heading there. We have to stop him. We don't want really anything to do with the tree itself. It's just him that we need to get a hold of.
Why? Why do you want the tree? What did it ever do to you?
We don't want the tree. But we're following someone who does. And we don't know why he wants it. But we just know that we have to stop him. He's not a good guy.
Why? You start to hear in your mind that there's a plethora of shaky voices around you now. And when you kind of look around, you do see that there are some more of these things kind of peeking their little beady eyes out from behind a tree. People go missing going to the tree. Don't do it. You're gonna get eaten by the tree. You, the elves are gonna get eaten by the tree.
That's a risk we're willing to take to stop this guy.
You're gonna end up like the rest of them.
Rest of them? What happened to the rest of them?
The rest of them got eaten by the trees. You hear a bit of an echo. Eaten by the trees. Eaten, swallowed, eaten. The trees are dangerous.
Why does the tree do that?
Why does the tree do what?
Eat.
It's hungry.
Yeah, but why elves? Why gnomes?
You shouldn't be. We shouldn't be. We don't belong. We should not be. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. Should not be.
Who says we shouldn't be?
The fallen star.
Well, maybe the fallen star is wrong. And maybe the tree doesn't understand that yet.
I can tell you the way, but you're not gonna like it. You're gonna get eaten.
Bonnie's just gonna glance back at the others. I don't think we will. I think we stand a good chance.
Arya is gonna walk up and take Vanya's arm. I'll make sure to protect my elf friends. You needn't worry.
It kind of looks at you curiously, Arya. You don't belong either. Little human.
She tilts her head at it.
Pretender. You play pretend a lot, don't you?
She frowns.
Fakin don't belong either. She looks over at Lagon. Dragon either. All of you don't belong. It's gonna eat you.
I still think we stand a good chance.
We have belonging. And just like always, we will carve it out for ourselves. Worry not. Small creature.
Oh, you'll regret that, I'm sure. But I mean you no harm. I just want to play, but you have me tied up now.
We'll let you go if you tell us the way.
It kind of slides a little tentacle out of out from the rope anyway, and kind of points in a direction. Follow north. Past home, past the ruined village, past where I used to live. My favorite little spots in the trees. Follow
If I go
north.
Are you going to try and spray me again?
You're already stinky. You stink.
She's shaking her head and goes over and unties the rope.
Be good.
Yeah. How about you just lead us into the ruins? Maybe
I
tell
can
us about this little village.
I can take you to my house. My house is the biggest one.
Well, let's go. You have to go through there anyway, from the sounds of it.
Okay. And it starts to float off.
We follow the flump.
We follow the flump.
It kind of floats like a jellyfish would through water. Just kind of doing that bit of a bounce as it floats forward. Its tentacles kind of just kind of flowing in the air around it. Behind it. And as you as you start to walk behind it, others start to follow you. In fact, a good number of them now are following you.
Huh. Oh, you seem to want to hurt us, so... We'll just continue walking on.
And it's around nightfall that you come to what looks like a village that has been decaying for decades. Trees have fallen, their branches have crumbled, the the dirt around you now in every direction is this sort of lifeless soil that seems to pick up on the wind easily, disguising just about anything that ever lived here. Even the rotted wood doesn't have rot in it anymore. It's desiccated to a point where there's nothing living. Not even maggots or mites or anything. No grass, no leaves in the trees. Everything is petrified and desiccated.
Huh.
And you see that this little creature just starts to float up towards one of the trees, towards the top of it. This sort of massive, what used to be a massive tree in the midst of this village. You see the leftovers of like iron nails that have been punched into its bark. The sort of metal railings of what used to be stairs just kind of crumpled into the ground and left over to get piled on by this lifeless soil. The wood itself from the hewn wood just kind of crumbled in place. The tree itself looking as if it's stone or ash and could crumble itself in an instant if you touched it. It used to be up here.
But then it all fell apart. It's kind of sad.
What do you think?
I like it. I would have liked to have seen it when it was a whole. I can imagine how big it was. Must have been real big.
Is the tree still alive?
Nope.
Hmm.
Nothing around you is alive anymore.
I see.
Only us.
Go up to the ruins and inspect the walls again. Kind of admiring the work and architecture. I'm trying to see if I can find any inscriptions or languages within the walls itself.
Anything that you do find is gnomish, but even that
Speak
is
gnome.
but what little is here, there's very little left. There's no standing walls, really. There's no nothing that's really survived the test of time. And this kind of decay happens over millennia. You know that. This happened in the course of decades. And only really the thing that testifies that there was any kind of civilization here at all is the pieces of metal fragments, and even those are starting to rust and decay and come to pieces.
Let's see.
But there's nothing here to decay it anymore, really.
It's just gone.
Is there anything my insight would be able to pull together to end up assisting that? Because you said there should be no reason for it, right? But it seems to be a pretty special, or should be considered a speciality of Alira. So I'm thinking that there might be something I can offer.
You can make a nature check, or if you want to kind of play me through your thoughts as to what you think might be going on.
I honestly don't know what to end up thinking. I'll be honest, and I'm
okay. Then we'll make a roll for it.
okay. I'm just trying to help, but I also got to rush back and forth, so I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
It's not the worst thing in the world. That's a 16.
Okay.
Hey, it's not a 1.
So, Alira, what you find this place to be incredibly eerie. This is the first real time that you've run into something that was not just dead, but even kind of goes beyond the realm of, death and rebirth like you're familiar with. You're even in the caves of the Drow and their cities. Even there's small creatures and mosses and fungus and things of that sort that take the remnants of what is dead and turn it into energy for themselves so that they may live. There is nothing here. You feel a sense as if nature doesn't exist here anymore. That this entire place is about as disconnected from nature as you could possibly be without being dead. It's like the land itself has very little left to give in this place.
I relay that to the others. I'm kind of left aghast in this. When things die, they leave behind their remnants, and the remnants offers new life, and here that cycle has stopped completely. But not in the way I'm used to. It's a bizarre curiosity.
Genuinely, everything is dead. I turn to the Man of War. Man of War?
Question mark?
Man of War.
Yep.
Yeah. I sort of question them. Well, if everything here is gone, why do you remain? What makes you stay?
I don't understand. I'm a gnome. This is my home. Where else am I supposed to go? Where else should I go?
No. Maria's just like, she looks at Vanya and Alira and she's just like confused.
Vanya's got as equal of a confused look on her face.
First they say they're skunks, now they're saying they're gnomes. What is going on?
How old are you?
I just had my 52nd birthday. It was a big festival. We all got together and had a really big party.
I just
Looking
had a weird
around
thought.
at the desolate wasteland that we are standing amongst.
Coffee, I just had a weird thought.
Share your
We were
weird
told we were told that the aberrations that we were facing, that their souls were more or less sucked up into this all-encompassing flesh tree and nonsense. I'm wondering if this is its memories or someone else's. Can I insight that?
You may, and I'll actually let you do so at advantage.
Oh. Okay, well, first roll is 16 plus 1, so 17. And second roll is 16, 16 plus 1, so 17.
17.
Yay!
Okay.
Decisions.
I don't have many decisions. This is what I get.
Arya, as you're thinking about that, and you're starting to question, how is it that there's memories of such a thing in this creature? Why would it think it's a gnome? Why would it be excited about parties? Why would it have those kinds of feelings if it's an aberrant being of some kind? And obviously to the rest of your party, this is not typical Man-O-War behavior. Man-O-Wars typically go after and seek food immediately from any source that they could possibly find. This thing is actually having a conversation with you. So there's that difference. And if it thinks it's a gnome of 52 years old, just celebrated its 52nd birthday, there was a party. It used to live at the top of this tree. "52 is rather young for a gnome. Childlike even, given what you know." The tree used to suck up souls. Maybe these are the souls that were released?
I look up at the Man of War, and you see there's, like, everyone else just sees Arya give a look of just sadness at it. Confusion and sadness. Oh. It said it was 52, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been 52 for a very long time, haven't you?
I don't understand.
No. No, I don't. I don't either. But I think I'm starting to.
And you see that a bunch of these other creatures have started to kind of roam these ruins as if they were going about day-to-day lives. Some in pairs, some in groups, some stopping at some kind of mound of something. Seem to be having what looks like a conversation, because you could see gestures coming from these things. No words from them, because their conversation's not directed at you. And then split off and go about whatever else they are doing. And it's getting towards the evening. You see one that's kind of stopped itself at another one of these mounds and just kind of looks like it's floated itself to sleep. The beady eyes sort of closed.
I look at the party, and I don't really know how to explain it. I think I have a theory. I don't like it. I don't know if they've taken the memories of the people who used to live here, or if they are very spirits of the people who used to live here. Not as ghosts, but you know how in the crate that we took that one time, how the vases were all mashed together.
Yeah, I do.
What if it does that to spirits? Like people's souls? And anything else around it? Just...
That could possibly be it. It does make sense. In a way.
I'm wondering how it is that these little things exist. I don't know. This is a little horrific. She just shakes her head, blinking her eyes. Kind of in this shock for a moment.
Well, why don't we set up camp here for the night? And we can maybe try to figure stuff out on the way out tomorrow.
That sounds good.
They don't seem to want to hurt us at all.
No. Actually, rather friendly, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll stay here for the night then. Kurobe, will you help me prepare dinner again? I'm just gonna take that as a yes.
All right.
Find a good spot, probably in the center of the ruins, and set up the tents.
All right. Set up your camp. You ready a fire for preparing dinner. The nights are cold in this particular part of the Uxin jungle. What used to be the jungle. Which is unusual for this time of year for maybe a subtropical rainforest. What used to be a subtropical rainforest. You can definitely see the remnants of what used to be a forest here. But all of that's gone. And Arya, it's almost as if you feel like an old wound is flared up. Healed, mostly. Still achy.
It just feels strange. Oh, mechanical question. Speaking of wounds, did I have a chance to heal from that, the mess that was the black strings in my body?
Yes, Lagon has been working tirelessly, and even now that you've set up camp again, has worked on it again, and you are returned to your maximum hit points.
Okay, thank you. Just gonna sit around with like 15 HP for a couple sessions. It's fine. I'll just live in one-shot range. Don't worry.
These are the dangers of aberrations, my friend.
And while they're cooking and doing everything else, Vanya's pulled out her guitar and started playing her music again.
Okay.
Maybe seeing what some of these creatures are going to do when they hear it.
Some of them do start to kind of wander by and dance a little bit as they seem to be going about their nightly business, whatever that might be. But eventually all of these creatures kind of settle in somewhere to fall asleep, kind of in the surrounding area around you that kind of surrounds the camp almost. And you are free to rest as you see fit. Is anyone going to be standing watch for any portion of the night?
Vanya will be.
Okay. And
I will take second watch.
And Kaz and Lagan will also be helping out in that regard too, so that you can have a pair of you standing watch if you'd like.
Yeah. As I heads up fat guy's net just went out.
Oh,
Ah,
that's what happened. Okay. Well, Kurobe is also doing what Kurobe will do and prepare the dinner with Arya at his side, kind of conversing the ins and outs of the culinary arts. His favorite spices versus your favorite spices, and your favorite foods versus his favorite foods, and so on and so forth.
my headcanon is that Kurobe makes the most bomb ass curry ever.
Oh, yeah. Look, his country is a mix of both Spanish and Japanese, so you have a really good mix going on there when it comes to food.
Truly, the spiciest.
Spicy and savory and umami. There you go.
Yep. Perfect.
So, you wake up feeling refreshed for the new day, and I think that's we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out where our group of adventurers will be finding themselves next. So we'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to Rebirth, a D&D tale. Where we had left off, our party of adventurers, the Lucky Sevens, had spent the night in the ruins of a gnomish village. And when I say ruins, there's essentially nothing left except mounds of, well, sand and petrified trees and the crumbled remains of whatever life was here. You're several miles into the wastelands as of now, and you've already begun to feel the sort of eerie lifelessness that it has about it. And beyond the canopy of the petrified trees around you, you see the massive, almost spire with giant branches in the distance. Branches that look like they may have overhung the forest quite broadly, but have since become short, petrified nubs of their former selves. It's also where you know the former capital of the country of Uct used to be. And so, that's your destination. Your new little friends have also awoken. And have kind of scattered amongst the woods as you would know it.
Well, be packing up camp and getting everything sorted to head on out.
Hmm.
At least seeing the tree overhead, we know what direction to go. Likely head right on out, saying goodbye to our new little friends. If any of them are close enough.
They're urging you not to go.
We have to. We'll be back. I promise.
No, you won't. The tree will eat all of you. Just like it did everyone else.
Now if we have a say in it. We are the lucky seven.
It already did. You can't change that.
We can't change what it did to everyone else. And other people already don't come this way. But we can keep it from eating us. We already have a couple of the smaller trees. I know the bigger one is bigger and likely the root of it all. But I still think we have a good chance.
And what if your friend beats you to it?
We'll come across that if it happens. Either way, we have to stop him. We have to deal with him.
Goodbye.
Before we go, what is your name? I want to remember it.
I uh, I don't have one.
Well, what would
One
you
of
like to be your name?
one of many.
One of many that don't have a name?
No. I am one of many, and many are one.
I see. Well, I think I know a good name for you. Nissa.
Nissa?
Nissa is a gnome friend of mine from back home. She and I grew up together. I think it fits you perfectly.
Many are now called Nissa. And you just hear almost an echo of telepathy of Nissa.
If all of you want that name, or if you, the individual, want the name. I just can't keep calling you Man of War or a creature or something.
You can call us whatever you like.
But we'll be back. I promise.
We'll
And
see.
I think with that, they'll head on out.
Alright. Heading on out they do.
Cats.
Of course. We love cats. So, you begin to make your trek in the direction of the giant tree that you see on the horizon. As you travel further into this place, it just feels more and more silent. The deeper you go in, the quieter it feels. And the more you feel like even the sounds that you make with the crunching under your feet, the snapping of twigs, just the different things that would go on in the background noise of a lively jungle just don't exist here, and feel even muffled, much like you're passed without a trace. But you haven't cast the spell. You feel like almost like you're part deaf, but you know you're not.
That is a eerie feeling.
And you do see remnants of those illusions that the dean of the Wizards Academy had brought up to you, because you see that they indeed are illusions of a lush and green jungle. But even that just feels even more eerie quiet.
Probably even looks more eerie being so out of place.
It's almost like there's a stark transition between what is the dead of the waste around you and the illusion of the jungle beyond. That just, it's like a hard cut. It's like a line that draws across the ground where the wasteland ends and the jungle starts.
I think for maybe the first couple of them, Vanya would have asked Alira to dispel the illusion. Just kind of curious as to what lies underneath it.
Okay. Alira, do you have Dispel at your disposal, or is that Lagon?
No, I do have dispel.
Okay. And when you dispel one of these illusions, what you find underneath the illusion is that the illusion is just that. It is a lush and brush covered sort of a jungle illusion that kind of goes on for several hundred feet in basically a diameter, and kind of covers up this what you think is a sinkhole that that kind of has sheer sides to it that seems to kind of drop off and kind of disappear into the dark. That there would maybe have been, creatures that lived in this sort of dark cave underneath. But it's still very quiet. That the illusion would have made it very easy for someone to fall and disappear under the illusion's underbrush and never be seen again. Much like the ones back in the actual Impagu jungle that you had traveled through for a brief period.
Well, at least these are easier to avoid. Just kind of curious what they were hiding.
You don't really see much in the way of a road around here, but you haven't seen a road for quite some time in this at this particular point, because the road has been completely covered over by the dirt and the winds that have swept through here. Everything just looks sort of gray surrounding you on all sides now. Nothing about this place is colorful. Nothing about this place is alive. Even when you look up to the sky, there's just blue above you. It even seems the clouds have abandoned this place.
Damn. There's literally nothing. Just gray in front of us. Blue above us. Even the sounds of our own footsteps are muffled. Maybe startles me a little bit whenever one of the others starts to talk next to me. Of how silent it is.
So, we're good on rations, right?
Yes, Lagan says we have plenty of food.
Very good. That would be my primary concern. There are creatures shapeshifted somewhere out there. What we've learned of these small critters, I admit I'm a little concerned. Will they speak like people?
I don't know.
Will they also think they're people?
What we encountered in the jungle, the actual living jungle, we didn't come across things like that. Things that could have a conversation with us. Just things that wanted to lure us in. That... I wasn't expecting to run into something like that. I hope there's nothing else like that in here.
I'd have to agree. In any case, rather than thinking about hypotheticals, I suppose let's just find what we need to do. Continue on?
Yeah. It's the only thing we can do.
Guess so.
You continue to walk on, and Arya, you hear a very familiar voice.
Oh no.
Songbird? That's Ryujin's voice.
Pause in my tracks immediately.
Vanya noticed she stopped.
Where did you go?
I try not to react. I am looking around.
Arya? What's wrong?
She just cups her ears. I hear him.
It's trying to lure you in like it lured us? Like it tried to lure us?
She just goes and grabs Vanya's hand. No, I don't like that one bit.
I know it's unnerving.
It's cruel.
It is. She's gonna give her hand a squeeze and start leading her away from the area.
As if the voice is getting more distant. Where did you go, my love?
Arya clenches her eyes shut as if she's trying to drown out the noise.
The rest
She will.
seem to follow you.
Okay. And she will continue to hold on to Vanya. Please keep speaking to me.
She instead starts humming to help drown out the sound of the voice. And maybe give the others something to focus on as well.
Alright. With that bit of focus now present in this very quiet place, you all are able to kind of right yourselves as you would. Each of you hearing the soft tones of a loved one calling out to you, whether you answer them or not. You continue walking past illusion, past voices, past what seem to be animals in the distance, but you do start to recognize some of the creatures. Out amongst the wilderness is one of the horrors that you saw before meeting Arya. A large, sort of bestial creature that has some of its skin sort of rotted away, a skull for a face, beast-like but bipedal, staring at you with glowing yellow eyes.
Oh dear.
Vanya's
Oh,
gonna
dear.
watch it for a couple seconds.
The same
See.
yellow eyes that would paralyze you in your tracks and keep you from being able to cast anything while it gazed at you.
This isn't good. Vanya, remembering this thing,
Hmm.
is going to try and fire an arrow at it.
Okay. You're just popping an arrow off.
Yep. If anything, if it hits, it might serve as a warning.
Okay. About how close are you getting to it?
Just close enough that it's just within range.
Okay. And longbow, I think the short range on that is 500 feet.
Looks like it's 150 to 600.
150 to 600 for short range?
Yeah. Yep.
Or is that long range?
Looks like the 600 might be long range.
Because from 0 to 150 would be short range, and 150 to 600 would be long range, which would be disadvantage. And beyond 600 feet, you wouldn't be able to land a shot at all.
Yeah, so she's gonna move in within 150 feet.
Within 150? Okay.
Yep.
You fire an arrow at the short range for your longbow. Make an attack roll, my friend.
Dirty 20.
It's gonna hit.
That's 12 points of damage.
Okay, well, it sounds like Vanya wants to engage this thing. So
She remembers what these things can do. She wants, take it out quick as possible.
that is true. That is true. All right. Well, give me a second to set things up, and we will be right back to fight this thing. So be right back, everybody.
Combat!
Welcome back, everyone, to Rebirth, a D&D tale, where our band of adventurers recognize, at least some of them recognize, a particular kind of monster that was horrifying before they had met Arya. And now, well, Vanya, you've turned its gaze upon you.
Right
So-
before she fired the arrow, she would have told everyone what this thing is, about what it can do.
Mm-hmm. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see here. It can paralyze you and can make sure you can't cast anything.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, it doesn't actually paralyze you with its gaze, but it can definitely
Yeah.
make you pretty damn scared.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you might just be so scared you can't move, but the most important thing is it can keep you from casting.
Simply by staring at you.
Oh, okay, so what you're saying is don't let it look at me.
Exactly.
Do you remember what else it does, Vanya?
Not offhand, it's been a while.
You remember, Vanya, that when it's not looking at you, it can point its finger in a direction at a target and be able to fire a beam. Some kind of very deadly, very problematic beam at an individual. But if it's looking at you, you're safe from the beams. So there's that.
So you both want it to and don't want it to look at you.
So,
Biggest conundrum.
let's start off with some initiatives. Do we have an initiative for Lagon?
4.
4.
15.
For Arya?
15 for Arya, and Kaz. He actually rolled higher than me for one. Which is great because he gets to use the full of that dex. What is 16 plus 6? That's 22.
22.
22. He fast.
He phased. Kurobe.
Like I said, 4.
Lagon and Kurobe are at 4?
Aren't you taking over Lagon?
No, you said you already have Lagon.
No, I asked you for Lagon.
Oh, I misheard that. All right, well, the first one was for me. That's a 4.
Okay.
Lagon apparently is better than me because he's an asshole. Give me a second. 18.
Ooh. Okay.
Vanya is at 22.
Vanya's at 22.
What's your dex?
Kaz is gonna be higher than me.
Okay.
Speaking
a Kaz?
of, hello.
And Alira.
I got 4.
You got 4?
Yeah, 4 gang. What's up?
Who has higher dex?
Plus 3 in dex. I got 4.
It's Kaz. Kaz goes first. High
mean-
lethality or just in time?
Right.
Not. So, Alira got a 4. She has a dex 3. Kurobe got a 4 and has a dex what?
-1.
Neg 1. Okay. So Alira goes before Kurobe. Okay. Also, welcome in, Gavin.
For thousands of fucking years, I lay dormant.
You would have overheard Vanya
I
talking.
live.
Welcome in, welcome in. You would have heard of Vanya talking about a creature called a Wendigo. That Wendigo has a gaze that keeps casters and all magical effects from affecting a person within its gaze, and it also can fire beams at random targets. You're welcome. Although this one looks much bigger than the one you fought, Vanya.
Which is kind of concerning.
So, which does bring us to Kaz at the top of the round. Kaz, you are right here, my friend. It is way over there. What do you want to do?
Well, it there,
It there.
me here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a monk.
You do.
I'm pretty sure you can do the math on what's going to happen.
You're gonna want to run.
What's the actual distance?
Distance is 150 feet.
150 feet?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so doing some calculating. I can only get to 100 feet. Oh, I know. I could do this. That's useful. Is it looking? If I run up 100 feet towards it, am I gonna be in its gaze?
All of you are in
assuming,
all of you are in its
I would
gaze
assume the
currently.
gaze.
Yes.
Okay, so I would assume the gaze is like it's a cone, right?
It's a cone 150 feet.
150-foot cone. So I can run that way
So
and get out of its cone.
in this direction or that direction?
What happens if we're in its gaze?
You can't cast magic.
Yeah, I can't cast spells.
Or any
Well,
kind of
I'm
magical
thinking-
effect like breath weapons, things like that. Including magical enchantments on your weapons.
Because of the way that a cone is shaped, if I run 100 feet forward but off to one side, that'll get me out of the cone.
Like over here?
Yeah, like over there, or like by those rock formation.
By this rock formation over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hide behind
That-
that formation?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Kind of
That'll
all
be
the way
more than
over
50
this way.
feet. Yeah, that'll be more than 50 feet, so I'll need to spend a bonus action and a key to dash.
Okay.
And that will also give me a flying speed, so I'll fly over there, so I can ignore the any of the difficult terrain.
Yep.
Um,
You're just hopping over all the obstacles.
Yep. And as soon as I'm out of its cone, it's been a little while since I've been able to pull this out. I've only pulled it out once.
Mm.
But there will be a chant from Kaz.
Mm.
Drek! And he's going to throw a chromatic orb at it.
Chromatic orb.
Because of
that...
my once per day rune magic.
Yes.
So I get to roll a hit.
Let's see. For your 100 feet, so you would kind of be, you'd kind of be past a little bit of this rock formation over here.
Yeah.
It would have partial cover from this, so you wouldn't be at a plus 2 of its AC.
Yeah. That don't matter worth a pinch of crap because I rolled a natural 20.
Ho ho! Hey, Lamau.
Now this thing looks really fleshy, right?
It's very fleshy.
We're gonna make this fire damage, methinks.
Okay.
Unless there is something that I don't know, Vanya, that you've said about it being immune or resistant to fire damage.
Based on your perceptions, Vanya, it does not have any immunities.
Nope.
So wail on it however you like.
That's gonna be 43 points of fire damage on 68.
Whew. Toasty. Literally. Okay.
Post.
I believe that finishes up your turn because that's your action, bonus action, and movement.
Yep, that's all.
Okay, which brings us to Vanya. Vanya, you are right here, my friend.
It's going to get another arrow.
Ka-ching!
Math is hard. 22 to hit.
22 does hit.
And that's another 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it's going to get a second arrow.
Okay. Ka-chung.
Nat 20.
Natural. Ooh, firing them off already.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
I brought the luck aura with me.
Yes, you did.
That's 10 points of damage that time around.
10? Okay. Okay. Anything else, Vanya?
That's it for me, but Zephyr's going to start moving up, going the other direction from Kaz.
Okay, and he has 45 speed.
I think it's 40.
40?
Yep, 40 feet.
Okay, so he can do his regular movement here. He can dash another 40 if you want.
Right there is fine for now.
Okay. Then he will maintain right there. At the end of Vanya's turn, this thing is going to spend a legendary action and is going to fire a beam at Kaz.
I would assume I have partial cover from it.
These are saves, not AC.
Okay. Yeah, then that doesn't matter unless it's a dex save and it's three quarters or more.
Okay. DC 16 dexterity saving throw, please.
That is a 21. Actually, sorry, 22. And for no damage, because evasion!
Yep, you would have taken no damage anyway.
That save will suck.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, wait, no! That bastard just tried to disintegrate me! I know I-beam! That's the only thing that the save will suck at an I-beam! That bastard just tried to disintegrate me! Ah!
Oh, imagine getting hit with the disintegration ray. Oh, how much that must suck. Fuck you.
How's your armor?
Yeah, fuck you too. I miss my armor.
Okay, that's the end of Vanya's turn. We come to Lagan.
All right. Now, she said about how, like, if you're in this thing's eyes, is it just because it's looking at you?
Its gaze is pointed forward, yes.
Okay. Where is Lagan?
Lagan's right here.
He is going to run up and duck behind that wall.
Duck behind this wall, so prone for cover.
And getting out of his line of sight.
Okay.
Then he's going to cast Spiritual Weapon at 4th level right next to him. Because you do not need to have line of sight to do this.
Okay. So based on what Lagan would know about this creature, he cannot cast the spiritual weapon within the creature's gaze. He would have to cast it behind it to avoid the disintegration of his
Yep,
his
it'll
spiritual
be
weapon.
above him. It'll be above him. A little bit above and behind.
Okay, so like back of the head sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put that for spiritual weapon. It doesn't say a point where you can see within range?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, Spiritual Weapon is stupid.
Alright. So what is spiritual weapon and Lagan gonna do?
It is going to attack.
Okay. Bonk with some force damage.
I'm just looking at his... That is 23.
23 hits.
All right. Sorry, I have to switch tabs to get because he doesn't have any of his spells in his thing, so I'm looking them up as I'm doing it.
Yep. He has all of his
let's
stuff
see.
on D&D Beyond, so.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yep.
I'm just going to declare my action right now because I gotta step away for a second.
Okay.
Just a blindness, deafness, focusing on blindness, DC 17.
Okay. I will keep that in mind when we come around here.
Okay, so he has not hit level 11, correct?
For
No.
Lagon, no.
Okay, so it's 2d8. So that would be is he a for 16 force damage.
Okay. Okay. And no action because he...
I'm looking at something. Yeah, everything else requires sight, so
Yep. Okay. So he can just be there behind cover with
yep.
a thingy. Okay. Well, which does bring us to our good friend's turn. Good friend. Kinda wants to run up and do some things.
Yes, come closer.
Is going to do a little bit of moving up, keeping its gaze pointed forward, and is again going to fire a ray at Kaz.
Okay.
And that is Constitution save, please.
Ah, dicks. Wow, I actually don't remember my Constitution saving modifier or saving throw modifier off the top of my head because I rarely ever use it. That is another 21.
Okay, that wins. Okay. It's just looking at you all menacingly. Kind of just making noises as its kind of aberrant flesh is kind of not really knitting itself back together, but definitely making some attachments with some of that hair that you've seen before. Okay. Which brings us to Arya.
Okay, yeah, I was muted. I was so stoked. Okay, let's see. How many feet am I away from him? The 150?
Right here, you're about 130 feet away.
Okay. Can we get... let's do a whole 30 feet move closer.
Okay.
And I would like to have, yeah. No, not within its line of sight. No, thank you.
You're already in its line of sight, so.
Well, I'd like to move out of its line of sight. Let's go up near that tree.
This one?
30 feet. The other one.
Other one. Okay.
Yeah. Is that 30 feet?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Okay. I'm trying to maneuver around to the side of this thing.
Okay.
Is essentially what's happening. This gives me some degree of cover, correct?
So far as
I
you
mean,
know.
not from yeah, not from the rays, but that's okay. Okay, all right, I'm happy with that. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I am going to give it a good old 1-2 fireball.
Fireball requires sight.
Yeah, partial cover. Can I
You-
just peek over it?
No, you cannot, because as soon as you get above that, you are within its line of sight, and you cannot cast it in its vision.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's balls.
I do have an idea. Specs.
Okay,
If
shoot
you-
your idea.
I was thinking, you can't cast it in. What if you were to pop up and cast something at someone else? Like,
No, you can't cast while you're in its line of sight, but you
Yeah.
can cut the pie so that you cast a fireball directly over top of its head while you're still hiding.
that's true. It is a point. It's not a point on the ground. Yeah,
No,
that'll
but
do.
it is a
shit.
point you can see.
A
Yeah.
point? No, it doesn't even specify a point you can see. It says a point you choose within range.
Oh, so
Oh,
it's just like
yeah,
it's
no-
just like it's just like spiritual weapon. It's stupid.
And in that case,
It's
yeah,
also
no
not a
point.
projectile. Remember, it doesn't have to travel to you and through its line of sight and dispel. It just blows up
automatic
where you are.
compulsion.
Yep.
Boom.
So,
Snap boom.
Yeah, you could just spawn it in front, which would be
Or
fine. 'cause
behind.
They're all behind. Yeah, because
Spawn
no
it
line
in
of sight
front.
required.
Yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
dispel it. Yep.
Yep. And the range is 150 feet, so I didn't even need to actually get closer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it off. We're gonna put it like right directly in front of it.
No, behind it.
Behind.
Behind it. Right directly behind it.
Okay.
And we're gonna cast this at how big my spell slots?
What's my highest number?
We'll just go with 4 for now because I have more of those. So that I have an extra d6. So that's gonna be 96.
Okay, that's gonna be a
Jeez.
7.
Yep. Dexterity saving throw.
Yep, that's a 7.
That's a. Yay!
I believe that might be a fail.
Yeah.
It's possible. Judges,
Cool. Let me use my fantastical calculator here because I'm not great with dice. I really should just get more d6s. That's what this comes to. Okay.
yeah. The answer is always more dice.
4, 2, 2, 5, 3, 3. Where am I at? 6?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. 4, 4. That's 5. 32 damage, fire damage. Anything that is ignitable within that given area is ignited.
There is basically nothing on the ground.
No dead grass?
All
What do you
life
mean I can't start a forest fire?
all life has been sucked out of this place 100 years
If there
ago.
was still a forest, it might burn.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, this is like a fucking gender reveal party. Let's go.
Flesh. Burning flesh.
Nope. The best you're gonna get is the petrified trees just kind of crumble into ash.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
There is, like I said, there is nothing left in this place. Not even fuel for a fire.
Oof.
Nothing. There is no life. No spark of life.
Nope, nothing.
That's wild.
All right. So, that does it for your turn then?
Yeah, that's happy.
That's happy. Okay. At the end of Arya's turn, it's going to spend a legendary action and shoot another ray at Kaz.
Wow,
You're the
Okay.
only thing within its beam range.
Depending on how this goes.
That's a beam of... Wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, wisdom save. Okay, cool. I'm alright with this. That is yet another 21. Thank
Goddamn.
you, 18.
Okay. Save. Suck. Alright. Well,
I would assume it was trying to charm me.
that ends its legendary action. Comes to Alira.
And Alira was gonna blindness, deafness.
At a point where she can. Does blindness, deafness require target you can see?
I will look it up.
Because this cone is going to
See.
come about like this.
Yeah.
Choose
Yeah,
one
target
creature
it-
that
target
you
that
can
you
see
can see.
within range.
Yep.
So she can get on the other side of this rock potentially and be able to cast it.
Yeah. That would have to be the idea, that there would have to be movement to get out of the cone to cast it.
Yeah, because that cone's going to come out like this.
Yep.
And extend
Yes.
out 150 feet.
Yep, and that will just get her out of it. So.
Yeah.
Yes, so
God,
it's,
that makes it hard. I don't like that this thing just nullifies magic.
Con save DC 17.
Done con save DC 17. Okay. Ooh, that's a number. Dirty 20.
Eh.
Fuck.
Alright then, we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. You stab at an eye, it's half as likely to see you. Cut off an arm, it's half as likely to hit you.
Okay. With that being said, it's going to spend a second.
That is the Kurobe way to CC stuff.
Yes. It's going to spend a second legendary action to fire a beam at Alira this time.
Oh no.
Cool. Can I counterspell that?
It is not a spell.
Oh.
Fuck!
It is simply a magical effect.
Although the really funny thing is that it actually can't shoot eye rays at things that are within its magical code.
Exactly. Dex save.
I got it.
Okay.
'Cause I got the sheet open already.
Okay.
Because it was at a +3. Ah, that is a 22.
Save.
19 +3.
Alira saves. All right. Brings us to Kurobe.
How far away am I?
145, 150 feet. Well,
That's
less than
bullshit.
that.
I run.
More like 130, but yeah.
I run at it.
Okay. How much? Do you dash?
All of it.
So
Yes.
60 feet?
Yep.
Get that close.
Now, since I'm running, would you allow me to jump?
Jump further?
Yeah.
Uh,
I've never actually done a jump in Dungeons and Dragons.
neither have I, so...
So
I know
for
how
jumping-
far I can jump.
So for jumping, unfortunately, you can't jump if you've already moved all your movement because it takes out of your movement to jump.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, in combat at least. That's a. It's kind of gross because it makes like fly spells and like the ability to fly over chasms and things even better than it should already be, because it means you can't like run your full 60 feet and then jump across a chasm to reach the other side and stop there. No, it's like, yeah, you run, and if you don't have enough movement speed to make the chasm, you don't.
That's
It's
kind
it's
of
stupid
silly.
as hell.
Yeah.
It's not great. But don't worry, Kurobe. I'm gonna get it nice and close to you.
Do you have a bonus action?
How
you would
big
like
is this
to-
thing?
Huge-ish.
Is that one size above me?
No, that's 2.
2.
Can I grapple something that's 2 sizes above me?
Not stop its speed. No.
Can I wrench its head to make it look where I want?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you no, but you could certainly try.
Leave it to the dice gods.
I'll take that check.
Okay. Bonus action, Kurobe, or no?
No, I don't got nothing that I could use.
Okay. Which brings us up to Cause.
So I could get up close to it if I want.
Yeah, you're about 60 feet away.
Yeah, and with its size, I wouldn't even have to dash to get to it to a point where I can strike it. You know what? You gave me these,
I did.
and I haven't had the chance to use them yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time for some good old-fashioned God of War style Colossus climbing. I'm gonna run up 50 feet, drawing the twin blades from my back and beginning to spin them with, quite frankly, a terrifying amount of speed. It's almost as if they're singing because of how fast he's spinning them. And then he's going to lash out with the first one.
Okay.
I need you to press X, square, circle, triangle, X.
R2.
R2.
Yes, quick time events.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
That's exactly what I'm going for. It fits. But
Yeah.
I'll explain kind of what happens with the second attack depending on what happens with the first one.
Okay. Go for an attack roll.
Thank you, dice. It's a natural 20.
Oh, look at you. Your fancy
I
new
bleed.
swords, and you give a natural 20.
Okay, let me just have a look very quickly to see where I am on the dice and the dice of the dice and the dice. Yeah, it's those. It's those in that way with that thing. Okay, that makes sense. Just needed to make sure, like, what dice that I'm using.
Yeah.
Because, these are still bound by my martial arts diet. Well, not bound by my martial arts diet, so they're D6s, because they're short swords. Once I hit level 11, though, when it goes to D8, you're gonna be scared.
Exactly. Because that turns short swords into your monk weapon dice.
Yep. 12 points of damage. Sorry, I'm not 12. 18 points of damage on the first one.
Ooh, schnikey.
And because it's a monk weapon, I'm gonna stunning strike it. Con save, please.
Con save. It does these things.
Cursed.
That is a 20 dirty.
Okay. Well, the blade buries into the flesh at least, and Kaz is going to use that purchase to basically yank himself up with the second one, pulling himself to the first one and shunk. Second attack.
All right, second attack. It's nice that these things have reach, right?
You didn't.
I did!
Didn't.
Gavin!
I love it!
Gavin!
Look, the powers that be want this thing in the swords, apparently.
Look, you have the power of evil gods on your hands.
Yes,
The
and I
power
will
of
be
God in
purifying them
anime.
eventually. I will be purifying them eventually. But for now, the Chain God is my bitch, and I will use him to do what I please.
The Chained Oblivion agrees that you are his bitch.
The Chained Oblivion. I don't give a it's casting shit.
Probably
Sick.
cares as much
And-
as I care about the one-eyed asshole that shot a beam at me.
That's gonna be 19 points of damage, and I'm gonna make you make another con save. I will make you make con saves until you like it. This thing will be stunned.
Why you threaten me with a good time? Okay. Well, that's not a good number. That's an 8.
It's stunned. Go now. Run.
Go.
Hit. Destroy.
Go now!
Aye, Captain.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I was about to say, does its eyes go off like his thing if he's stunned?
No, he can still see. He just can't move.
It can't move and attacks
That-
with advantage.
That does beg the question, though.
I got more dice.
Yay!
Yay! 1, 2,
Mm,
3, 4,
Oh no.
5, 6.
that is a good question. Would it still be able to do its eye raise if it's stunned?
No, because it can't take actions.
Ow. Bullshit. Bullshit. You're gonna kill another one of my monsters before I have a chance to really use it. Fuck you.
I had to
Should know
spend
by now,
two-
Coffee.
I had to spend 2 key out of my 10
You're welcome.
to do that.
Ha ha ha. Well, that does it for Cos's turn. We got Vanya up next.
Vanya's going to move a little bit closer and try and get out of its line of sight, but
So-
still keeping it within hers.
So if you take up a position where it can't see you, but you can see it, that's the way that the cone works is that, being behind this wall is going to put you out of its line of sight, but also means that you can't see it either.
Damn. Well, I was going to Hellthorns it.
Yeah, while it's looking and facing in that direction, you can't.
Does it need it? I don't think it needs it by virtue of the fact that you can just shoot arrows at it and you've got advantage.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to have some fun with it, but yeah, it's going to get an arrow.
Go for the eyes,
I mean, that would be a called shot at disadvantage.
which will be regular because you have advantage.
Fuck, I'll take-
you basically have the best chance to shoot its eyes out now while it's stunned. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it that way.
I'll take that chance. 1 eye per arrow, I get 2 arrows.
Okay.
First one.
I will say if you hit a damage threshold, then you will be able to knock out one of its eyes.
Gavin's passed over his luck.
Why?
That's a nat 20.
Ariel once again, yeah, that's my girlfriend!
Poor Coffee.
You can't have nice things, dude.
No, I can't. That's okay.
The
I like
one
giving you guys
time-
your wins.
The one time I don't roll this digitally. Max fucking damage.
Holy shit! What is that maximum damage, my friend?
Let's see here. 16. That's 20 points of damage.
Well, I'm gonna say
Shit.
It's not blinded. However, you have knocked out one eye.
I have another arrow.
Try it, bitch.
Blessing.
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't think I'm able. No, never mind. Dirty 20, not nat this time,
Okay, hits.
unfortunately.
That's still good.
Yeah, it's still good. Okay, I'm going to continue using this dice because that's max damage again.
Oh my god.
Which is a
That's
total
12
of
points.
12 points. Okay. It's looking pretty hurt. It's got some deep gashes from swords. It's got some arrows poking out of it. It's
got an arrow and it's single in its one eye.
Yep, it's got an arrow sticking out one of its eye sockets.
And it's also slightly singed. And by slightly singed, I mean pretty singed.
Yeah, because it had a
And
fireball
Zephyr's-
explode on its back.
Zephyr's gonna move closer.
Zephyr's moving closer.
Yep.
Okay. Is that it for you, Vanya?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay, brings us to Lagan.
Spiritual weapon will hit.
Spiritual weapon moves up and hits.
That's a dirty 20.
And
That's
shall we
also
get
at
advantage?
advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Dirty 20.
Okay, 30 20 hits.
So that is 8 plus whatever the fuck that says. It's too dark in here. Uh, 14 points of force damage.
14 damage. Okay. Okay. That spiritual weapon. What do?
He's going to move around to the side and try to get out of the cone.
Which direction? This way or that way?
Towards the way Kaz went.
Towards the way Kaz went? Okay.
Yeah, that way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite out of the cone yet, but getting there.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for Lagan?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
He's still, he can't cast, right?
Right, he's still within the cone.
Okay.
Well, actually, let me double check, because that cone goes like this. Oh, actually, given where the cone is, he would be just outside of it. So what do?
Okay, give me 1 second to look up his favorite spell.
That shatter.
Yep. Because, he can. Con saving throw.
Con save. We like those.
Where are you dropping it, just as a question? It's like Fireball, it's just a point that you choose within range.
Basically off to the side, behind him, so that it doesn't hit you.
Okay, cool,
Was it-
because,
Well,
that could-
as much as I'd love to just smash you into pieces. Alright.
Alright. Well, that's all of 12.
Nope.
So I suppose the question is, what level are you casting it at?
He has. We're going. You know what? We're going to do this and make it fun. So give me 1 second. So that's 3d8. Oh, I need a calculator.
The thing is that if he has a divine channel
Oh, I
divinity
know.
available, yeah.
Yeah. So that is 64 points of thunder damage.
Ooh! Ooh! Ouchie, my
Because
bones!
he's going to use his. I'm going to maximize that bullshit because Tempest Cleric.
I love Tempest Clerics so much.
Ouchie, my bones!
They literally just get up 3 times a day. Yeah, you see this like ninth level shatter I just cast? Yeah, you're taking all of it. No dice rolls, all of it.
Okay. Okay, it's looking pretty hurt, y'all.
Uh-huh.
And it can't do nothing on its own turn, so Arya.
Okay. So. Oh shit, am I muted again? No, I'm not.
Nope,
Nope.
you're good.
Cool. Good. Perfect. Yeah, so I was thinking I would go ahead and do another fire. What the fuck is happening? Hold on. Something. Microsoft Edge is happening. I don't know why. They wanted to do a thing.
Boo.
Because
That was weird.
Microsoft-
Yeah, we're gonna do a fireball. Give me a deck save.
Well, it fails deck saves because it's stunned.
Oh!
So it's me.
Cool.
I'm doing the deck save.
Alright, I'm gonna blast behind it again. I'm gonna blast behind it again. And I'm gonna try and pinpoint it so that it's not on Kaz, because I like Kaz and I don't want to blow him up.
If it's a deck
Oh,
save,
you're
it's
less of an
okay.
asshole than your girlfriend.
I wouldn't say that.
It's a deck.
Arya's a kind soul. Vanya's
It's a
just
deck
like,
save, so it's okay.
good luck.
I would have gotten a 24 to.
Ari is a tyrant. That's what she is.
Also, you're an asshole with rules.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, so that's 5. That's 5. That's. I actually rolled dice this time. That's 5. That's 5. That's gonna be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3, 6, 3. 2 and 2.
40.
How do you want to do this?
Arya, not peeking around the corner, is gonna just pull her fingers up over the edge and just snap them, and the thing is going to light up in flames. And as it screeches, almost like it's instant combustion, the roaring pillar of fire just completely consumes it as it writhes in the flame and torment.
It screams loudly with almost human-like voices. The piercing shrill almost feels like it wakes the entire of the jungle beyond you. The silence is very much broken by this sound. The silence of nothingness had been surrounding you for almost a whole several days. No. This shrill seems to pierce that a bit. and you watch as this thing is consumed by the fire. The open wounds in it from Kaz's swords having still been deeply embedded within it are almost suddenly silenced. And again, you hear nothing.
Arya's gonna peek over the ruins, and just her eyes are looking over it for a second. And seeing that it's dead, she's gonna stand up fully and brush off her dress.
Kaz gives her a thumbs up as she peeks up over the wall, like, yeah, it's dead.
Robe's just like running at it, yelling, and then he sees it fall over, and he just kind of stops to a jog, and then stops and like, God damn it! And he walks over and sits on the wall.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Vanya's just gonna pick her up and twirl her around like, that was beautiful.
You're beautiful, and she just grabs her face and kisses her. Also, that was horrific. I don't want anything to do with that ever again.
Yeah, that's only the second one I've encountered.
Second?
Uh-huh.
These things exist outside of here? Is what you're telling me?
Lagan, Kinman, and I encountered one sometime before you joined us. They're not fun.
Oh, God. Is this one different? Is it changed?
That one was bigger. The one we just killed is bigger.
And you watch as the flaming heap that it was just kind of melts into a goo. Almost, with hairs kind of wriggling within it. And Kaz...
Just gonna quickly stab the wriggling hairs just to make sure that it's actually dead.
Oh, yeah.
Double tap is important.
Oh, yeah. Kaz, you know where those souls went.
Yep. It's probably a large number of souls, too, given how big it was. And Kaz kind of looks down at the sword like, this thing's gonna inevitably be fed regardless of what I do. Even if I don't use it, eventually I'll get pushed to using it, and it'll eventually get fed. But then, if I'm gonna purify this thing, I need to unlock its full potential to do that. And unfortunately, that means for you to get souls. One damnation to another. Wonderful.
Are you musing this out loud, or is this to yourself?
It would be out loud, but it would be in Draconic. So Vanya and Arya will probably understand, but he doesn't sound pleased by the prospect of what he just said, as is clear in his voice. It's like there's no cheer or jubilation. It's grim. It's a grim tone that he's speaking.
You know what?
Roby's going to walk up next to you. You're making funny noises again. Is this that heat cycle that we were talking about earlier again?
I will throw you.
And he just claps you on the back. It's like, ah. That wasn't useful today.
Yeah, it's hard to be useful fighting one of these things when you have to continuously move to stay out of its line of sight.
I couldn't even get to the thing.
I mean, to be fair, the only one who did was me. And that's because,
Oh, I'm too old for this shit, apparently.
You're just quick.
Hmm.
I mean, to be
Bio
fair.
Titan. Oh my god, it's a Tarask!
Ah!
Sweet baby.
Ye gods, we are doomed! Doomed!
I think it just sat on the window.
Such a fitting end for such a monster.
Look,
Right.
we enjoy cats on this stream. My cat just decided she wanted to sit on all my miniatures. It's fine.
At least it's not like mine, who has been an absolute menace all goddamn
All
night.
cats are assholes. If you don't think so, you're just delusional.
Carlos looks over to Kurobe. I actually had every intent on pulling it over towards you because you wouldn't believe it, but hitting it's kind of fun. It's soft and spongy.
I was going to tackle the thing and make it look in a different direction.
I mean, you could have done that. You could have slashed out his other eye. Crack shot, by the way, Vanya.
Thank you.
I didn't think about that. Why
Well,
is it when I see a big thing, the first thing I want to do is wrestle it?
Because it's just how you are.
show
Nice.
dominance. Physical dominance. But I mean, to be fair, I've somewhat adopted your style of fighting in a sense. If you stab out an eye, it's half as likely to see you. You cut off an arm, it's half as likely to hit you.
This is true.
Don't worry, Kurobe. You're still wholly capable of destroying just about anything that comes in your path anyways, so, you'll have your chance. She just gives him a reassuring pat on the shoulder.
Bro, we'll look resigned and like, okay. At
I'm
least
sure you'll have more chances by the time we get to the tree.
I mean, after all, we're going into a cursed woods. What are the chances that we're not going to actually encounter other horrific things that you can definitely try and wrestle to the ground?
You know what? You're right. And he'll just smile. I'm sure I can find something else to tackle.
Exactly.
Carl's just kind of like, as an aside, looks over to Arya with a raised brow, like. He doesn't say anything, but the expression reads it all. Did you just give Kurobe a "there's plenty of fish in the sea" for wrestling monsters?
What? Look, I tried to get him with his girlfriend and it didn't work.
Oh no, it worked.
I mean, it did work in the end.
What?
Oh, we had some Bow Chicka Wow Wow time too.
Oh my god!
You missed that?
I thought
Yeah.
I completely failed in that mission. Oh,
No,
everything is
him
so
and
good now.
him and Amarith are totally a thing.
I was there for it, but Arya in character did not think that she got away with it.
Oh, okay.
She's pleased. She's like, yes! Love strikes again!
Why do you think Kurobe hasn't been hitting on like waitresses and stuff? She would set him on fire.
Oh, I thought it was
Quite
just because you're old.
That
There is a hearty chuckle coming out of Lagan right now.
You know what? I'm going up to Arya. And then I'm going to pick her up and throw her straight into the air. I will catch her. But, yeah, yeet.
Just yeet the woman. Okay, you proved your point. You proved your point. You're plenty virile. Wonderful. Fantastic. Please don't throw me.
Vanya just kind of, the second she's back on her feet, pulls her behind her to protect her from Kurobe.
Kurobe's just going to get that mischievous grin that he always gets when he's messing around.
Still does not deny the fact that you are old. Lagan says with a big grin.
Old, yes, but not dead.
Yet.
I mean, to
Don't
be
put
fair-
that on me.
I mean, to be fair, take a couple more disintegrate spells with your face, and
Yeah.
you know. Carl's kind of looked down at himself as he mentions that, because if it's one thing that an Amethyst Dragonborn knows about, it's sources of force damage, of which disintegrate is a kind.
Hmm.
It's like,
It's true.
yeah,
Look,
like, unlike me,
I
you don't have an
survived.
inbuilt. Your armor didn't.
I know, and I'm still pissed off about that. Bastard.
I told you to throw it sooner.
Is this? Is this a matter of you wanting to get revenge on the next creature you see? I want to say not us, but like the next malevolent entity that we find and have to fight for
that
the destruction of your armor.
I'm still working on it, okay? Is it bad that I want that whatever the hell it is to come back into this mortal world so I can punch it in the face?
Please don't wish that upon us.
I just want
Yes
I
and
want it
no.
to come alive and so I can kill it again.
You know,
Um,
I would think after all of our adventures together, things coming alive is not exactly what we want, and have agreed as a group that we do not.
Okay, I shouldn't say I want it, but if it happened,
You'd be
it might
lying.
make me happy.
Understood. Murder and destruction makes you happy. Got it.
For certain things, yes.
At least he admits it.
so yeah, that thing's scream probably alerted anything else that's in the forest, including Caleb. So we should probably
Is there any tall trees around me?
There are plenty of tall trees. They're
I'm
all
gonna climb
petrified.
one and see if I can see anything.
Oh, be careful! Be careful! They're kind of weak.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and give the man some guidance. That's my guidance, is be careful!
And Vanya is getting Featherfall already.
So Kurobe,
Yeah.
you climb yourself to the top of one of these petrified trees. Too many of them seem to be looking at you. Too many of these trees seem to have almost eye sockets that seem to just look at you funny.
If it looks at me funny, I'm throwing a radiant bolt at it.
Well, that would destroy the tree that you're in, so you kind of decide against it because it's already kind of a crumbling mess.
Wait, so the tree that I'm standing in is looking at me?
Yes, all of them seem to have eye sockets or hole
I'm gonna poke it in the eye.
doesn't do anything.
Okay. It was worth a shot.
It just looks vaguely like empty eye sockets, and you blink and you realize that you poked your hole through a natural hole in the tree. Maybe one that was dug out by some kind of bird.
Okay.
It's hard to know. But you climb to the top, and you're looking out towards the massive one you see on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Make a perception check.
Alright.
Shit. That is plus 6, so 21.
21.
21.
You look out, because you're kind of towards the what would have been a canopy in a jungle, and you feel more than see movement. Like the air itself is being sucked towards that tree. Like you're being called toward it. But there's no voice. Just a tugging. A tugging on the air that escapes your lungs. A tugging on the air that enters them. You want to follow it. Because whatever's there has your answers. Whatever that is, it knows. It knows what you're supposed to do. It knows what Bahamut wants you to do. And you have to follow it. You all start to feel this tugging on the air inside your lungs. Drawing you towards the tree on the horizon. What do you do?
Probably will climb down and he'll just kind of roll his shoulders. I don't know why, but I'm being drawn toward that thing. There's something I need to do and I feel it.
Well, that's not comforting. But we're heading that way anyway.
And Groby would start walking off towards it.
Start walking towards it. And with each step, you feel like you're being drawn to your destiny. Maybe this is what Caleb's feeling right now.
So we're all feeling this, or is it
Yes.
just... I don't trust that. I don't
Neither
trust
do
that
I.
feeling one bit.
But yet we continue on.
We continue on.
Are you walking stealthily? Or are you walking at a normal pace and just...
I think for now, it's pretty stealthily, considering
Agreed.
how loud the thing shrieked.
It did shriek pretty loud. So,
Which I will be using Pass Without Trace in the entire group.
Okay, then let's do a group stealth check.
Okay. With the pass without trace, that is 29.
Okay.
For Arya.
29 for Vanya.
Okay. Kaz.
I think I should let everyone else go first.
Okay. Alira.
I'll continue following the group at this point, though I am a little worried about the whole concept of us feeling at all like Caleb did.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably the most unnerving portion of this whole thing.
True. It's very
Yeah.
unnerving.
Mm.
But I was asking for a stealth check, if you would.
Oh, why are you making me roll dice?
There's pass
It is
without
plus
trace
10 with
so you
pass
got-
without trace, yes.
Okay. 29. Hey.
Hey,
that's
Lamau.
one.
Let's go.
That's 3 of us with 29.
Okay. Garobe.
12.
12. What about for Lagan? Who's rolling for Lagan?
Me.
Okay.
What kind of armor is he wearing?
I believe
think
it's
it's
studded
heavy.
leather. No, I made it a medium. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Let me look at the Deathwalker's Ward. I made it. I made it half plate for him.
So stealth at disadvantage.
Yep. All right. That would be a 15.
Okay. Kaz.
Coffee.
Yes. Is that a natural 20?
40.
Okay.
God damn.
At this point, Karobe and Lagan are just walking. You know you don't have to call me old, right? We're just talking.
But you are. You are old for a human.
But it doesn't mean that I like to hear it. That's kind of mean.
No one wants to be reminded of their own mortality. Sounds from behind you guys, but when the hell did he get there?
Right? Where in the world did he come from?
And as soon as you go to look back to see where he obviously spoke from behind you, Carl spoke from behind you, but as soon as you go to look at where he is, he's gone.
Mm.
God's just circling the group.
I swear to God, I said if I heard another voice that was in my head, I would kill it.
It's not in your head.
I can't see you, and this is bullshit.
Everything
Well,
about your
what-
travel right now is eerily quiet. Even with the pass without a trace, it's even more muffled than it was before. That shriek into the piercing shriek into the silence that is this lifeless jungle was only momentary before it got all sucked away. Everything about this place is just wrong. But you continue forward. That feeling of walking towards something great. Starting to become stronger and stronger with every step. What else do you do? You are avoiding all of the creatures that seem to be permeating this place. You see more of those deformed creatures that seem to just wander along, almost aimless, but still wandering this place. Like, you begin to wonder, why don't they just move on to somewhere else? Do they not need sustenance? Or do they prey upon each other for food? And if that's the case, why haven't they died out? Why have they not just stopped existing because of a lack of food? Where are they coming from? What are they?
Sure, we'll find out the answer sooner or later. Regardless if we know it's the answer or not.
And based on the map here, it looks like it would be another 2 or 3 days. 2 if you're fast, 3 if you're going at a more stealthy pace to reach the tree.
I think we'll keep up the stealth until we're pretty well away from where that Wendigo was.
Okay.
Then we could probably go back to moving normally.
Okay. So you spend probably several hours getting out of the range of where you thought this thing was, and while you see more of these sort of aberrant animals, you don't see any of those Wendigos. But you are seeing a lot of things that just almost march along like they're lifeless as well. But if you would like, we could go ahead and proceed with those 3 days, and then next time we can have you all in front of the giant tree.
Sounds like a plan.
Unless there's more you wish to do.
Unless we want to go over other encounters.
Well, I think that'll do it for tonight.
Good idea.
Because getting to the tree is going to be a whole thing. So,
Spooky.
spooky.
Already.
You sure you don't got another
already.
big bad monster that you really like that we can destroy?
Oh, always. I have plenty of them.
Good.
We're not what one would call gentle.
No. Not at all. No. None whatsoever. Gentle? This isn't the party for that.
Nope.
No.
Hey.
I need to smack you all about with something like big and heavy. In order for
Look.
you guys to get the picture.
I'm very gentle, especially at disarming traps and dispelling magic.
I'm looking directly at you, CJ.
You punch one arcane lock, and you never live it down.
It's true. It's true. Glad to have you, Gavin.
Yes.
For The half a
Finally,
session
I
that
get
you were
to show
here.
up for a game, even if it was only half.
Yep. You get to have fun. Well, since that concludes our session for tonight, let's dish out some experience for my lovely players. So,
Yay.
yeah, everybody gets their 5 for showing up. Woo!
Hey.
Hey! You fought another Wendigo and you beat it half to death within 3 rounds. No, you beat it to death within 3 rounds. 2 rounds. Excuse me. 2 rounds.
I
1.5. I didn't even get to go a second time. Bullshit.
So, that, I believe, I'll give you 5 for that. Because that was some peak natural 20s that just happened in a row.
I got 10 experience for cardio.
Look, RNGesus was on your sides, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk.
I are Jesus.
Yes. Let's talk about some roleplay prompts, though. Who was our plot pusher for today?
Vanya.
I'll throw my hat in for that one.
Vanya.
Vanya. I think everybody's saying Vanya. Fat guy, Derek, what do y'all think?
I think Vanya. I'm not arguing that one.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess.
I vote for Zephyr.
Which is part of Vanya's character. Let's be real. Okay, so I think that's pretty unanimous for who pushed the plot. Let's see who had our best scene from tonight.
There's 2 I want to throw my hat in for. 1, lassoing the flump.
That was the thing you did.
2, that first shot that took out the one eye.
I was hard as hell. It went hard as hell.
It did. Dice went, hey, watch this.
I'd have to agree for Vanya again, just by basis of those fucking rolls, man. One after another. So fucking good.
Let's go. Any disagreements? Any...
I'd like to vote for myself for losing internet for most of the session.
Poor thing.
No, it's fine.
By that metric, I'd like to vote for myself for
For having
having
missed?
to deal with man children.
Yes.
But
Fair.
no, Vanya. The shot to the eye is literally like it's like why you want to hail a thoughts? It's stunned. Just shoot it. And Vanya's like, well, I was gonna have fun with it, but okay, fine.
But you can't do friendly fire damage with a regular arrow.
Exactly. not that I have to worry about that with Kaz, because Kaz is dexterous enough to fucking dodge.
I took lessons from Piccolo.
That sounds like best scene goes to Vanya for that one too. Best line.
I'll throw my hat in again for what's your name?
You know, you're making funny noises. Is that heat thing we were talking about earlier?
Bringing that back.
Oh, I was actually like gonna say it for Kaz's side of that. Like, I will throw you.
Do you really want to try to wrestle with Kurobe?
Why do you think I haven't been flirting with maids and waitresses? Oh, I thought that's because you were old.
I was old when I used to flirt with them.
Least to float. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Aria got the audience's favorite from tonight.
Aw, thank you!
There we go.
But as far as the best line goes, I think there's a little bit of peppering the whole cast.
Which
So
leaves it up to Derek.
Don't ask me.
Oh shit.
Do we want to roll it?
I think I'd rather you roll it, to be honest with you.
Roll it.
okay.
Let's roll it.
You know, let's have some shenanigans. Let's roll it.
Collectively, high or low.
We've been rolling high all night.
Low.
Guys,
Yeah.
decide
Fine.
unanimous.
I'll go low.
Low
Low.
it is. All right. Rolling the spiky d20. That is the lowest it can go. That's a natural 1.
Yeah! I'm 10 away from my next level.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
I'm becoming more paladin-y.
Let's go.
I am over halfway to my next level.
Woo!
And with just base points given out today, I have dinged level 12.
Yeah!
Yay!
I have
level
no
12.
idea which I'm gonna go yet for level 12, but I have hit level 12.
Hell yeah. You have kind of been splitting it 50-50 between Bard and Ranger, so...
Yeah, that's my ultimate plan. It's just which way do I want to go first to actually get there?
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, that concludes all of the experience spending that can be done with well, not spending mostly, but gaining for our characters, because we do things a little bit differently than a traditional D&D campaign in that I have dictated how it is that they grow in experience. In 10 experience points per level times the new level is how many experience points they need, and they get 5 for just showing up. So it's pretty easy peasy climb just by being in your seat. So with
Level
that
20
being-
will be 40 sessions minimum.
Yes, exactly. That being said, let's find somebody to raid, which I'm probably going to go raid Maddie because he is an awesome dude. But thank you guys for being my cast members and for playing tonight, and we shall see you all out in Twitch and YouTube land next time for more Rebirth D&D tales. So, say goodnight, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
I'm old, not dead, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm glowing. What's your point?
Is that part?